At night, when the sky is still, when the south wind blows, and the air is warm, there's a world that's born.
Welcome back to Talking Elvis. It's always fun when Elvis releases a new album, even if it is 60 years since it was recorded. I have here the original British copy of Paradise Hawaiian Style on the red dot label. Lovely copy. And I have the FTD, Paradise Hawaiian Style, and now I also have the Paradise Hawaiian Style Sessions. Great picture on the front from the publicity photographs taken. And although one might argue he looks a little bit heavy, it's not as if he looks bad. So what they did instead at the time was release the album with a picture of Funal Acapulco on the front. It wasn't the first time that they had done this. They did it with his previous album as well, Frankie and Johnny, which has Elvis's Frankie and Johnny body with his head pasted on from Girl Happy. Frankie and Johnny was the heaviest that Elvis had been. He didn't lose any weight for Paradise Hawaiian Style. If anything, he put a little bit on. It was something he always struggled with, of course, throughout his life, and a lot of these things are genetic. I mean, Gladys wasn't small. What is also very noticeable and maybe even alarming is how quickly Elvis would lose weight. He certainly lost weight in 1966, and then even more for the wedding in May 1967. Then again more in 68, more in 69. So, you know, you got to wonder what was going on. Anyway, 1965, we've talked about it before because we did the Harum Scarum album. There's good and bad news. The bad news is that it is the worst year of Elvis's professional career, both from the standpoint of the material that he was given, but also the way he sings. The good news is it doesn't get any worse than this. This is 1965, in my opinion, is as bad as it gets. Elvis had recently completed Frankie and Johnny, gone back to Memphis, and was supposed to report to Studio B and Paramount as well in July of 1965, 26th of July, but he didn't arrive due to saying that he had a viral infection. What happened at that time was that the band, along with the Jordanaires, laid down all the tracks for the soundtrack, 10 songs in all. In fact, 9 done by them and 1 song that Elvis performed live with the band. The Jordanaires put down all the vocals. Elvis just put his vocal track on top. But when he did it along with the Mellow Men, who you might remember were on It Happened at the World's Fair session. They sang on One Broken Heart for Sale. I would like to say that Paradise Hawaiian Style is a mixed bag, but it's not really. It's very poor. One thing that has resulted in this release is the best sounding quality that we have ever had from these sessions. It does sound really good. If you recall the sound on the original vinyl album, you'll remember that Elvis's voice is really pushed out. It was also on Frankie and Johnny, but perhaps more so on this album than any other. Bill Giant, Bernie Bowen and Florence Kay provide 6 of the 10 songs. And quite honestly, they wrote some crap I have mentioned them before on the channel because they also wrote some good songs. Power of My Love, Devil in Disguise, Edge of Reality. But with Queenie Wahine's Papaya, A Dog's Life and Dating, they've really reached an all-time low. Listening to the album and all the outtakes in its entirety, at the end, I just come to the conclusion that Elvis was being a real trooper. Looking at the musicians, Scotty Moore, DJ Fontana, Hal Blaine, who was part of the Wrecking Crew on drums, and on the piano, Larry Mahobarak. Anyway, we kick off on the 2nd of August 1965 with Drums of the Island. Now, I can see why Elvis would like this because of all the voices. The most interesting take is take number 1. For me, his best performance out of the 6 takes is take number 2. I think he actually sings it quite well, but he moves away from the microphone sometimes. So they used number 6 as the master, and listening to it all, I think they probably made the right call. This Is My Heaven also has a lot of voices on it, so Elvis does sound comfortable. And in fact, on take number 4, I think he does a beautiful job on it. There are 8 takes of This Is My Heaven, and I can see why Elvis would sort of like it because of all the harmonies. The same with Drums of the Island, which I think he actually does manage to get into. I think he likes having all the vocal around him. He sings it really well, and I've got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, Elvis's diction, pronunciation, pronouncing his T's and everything beautifully in this song. The take number 4 is very, very nice.
Come to me now and take my hand. This is the paradise I planned.
On take 4 as well, he tries to sing a little bit of harmony with himself. He tries to go under the mellow man. I've heard it say that Elvis was quite experimental in 1965 on this session. I wouldn't go as far as that. I think a lot of it is just boredom. Being unsatisfied with the material and perhaps trying to make it sound a little bit better by projecting in one way or another. I think he does the same on the Frankie and Johnny soundtrack. As much as I like take number 4, when I do listen to the master, I think they got it right. Now, I'm not exactly sure how or why this happened, but he's recorded Drums of the Island and This Is My Heaven using the backing track, but then sings the next song, Sandcastles, live with the Mellow Men. It's the highlight of the entire album. It's always been a bit of a favourite of mine, and much to the surprise and disbelief of some people, I would often play it towards the end of our Edinburgh fan club dances. The lyrics are not fantastic, but the melody is nice, and he sings it really well. Take number 9 is particularly nice. They used take 10 as a master. Again, I think the right call. 3 songs recorded on that day between 2 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. He returns the next day, records Sandcastles again with what is called a choral overdub. Scratch my back, then I'll scratch yours. I've always thought that was a bit of an unfortunate part in the movie. I think that Elvis looks particularly heavy. There are 2 takes of Scratch My Back, then I'll Scratch Yours. Take number 2 is the master. The session on the 3rd of August ran from 3 p.m. until 10 p.m. And up next is Stop Where You Are.
Stop where you are. Don't move an inch. Don't come any closer now, baby. You'll be in a pinch. Don't start what you can't finish. I warn you what's in store. If it's love you're looking to get, you're gonna get her what you're looking for.
There are 3 takes of Stop Where You Are, but there's no ending. It just keeps going. Stop, stop where you are. So then they make an ending to it. They have 9 takes before they get the ending right. So it's a splice of take 6 and take 9 for the final master.
So true. You're gonna get what you're looking for. All right.
Here we go, rolling. This is H-O-V. Take 1.
Hey, Hove, Hove. Oh, you can take a whole lot of sand and build a castle on the beach. And though you mold it and you plan, still you've got nothing in your reach. One little slip and it tumbles down. One wrong step and it crumbles all around. Like a house without love that's sure to fall apart. A house of sand is an empty work of art.
House of Sand is the last song that Elvis records on the 3rd of August. There are 3 takes of the song, and take number 1 is the master.
Say, can you see? If I had my life to live over, I know just what I'd like to be. Pampered pet of a rich brunette, sitting on my mama's knee. Someone to love me, someone to care. Rub-a-dub-a-dub-a little fingers through my hair and lead a dog life. More what a life. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Yeah, that's good enough for me.
There are 6 takes of a dog's life before he moves on to dating. I was going to play an alternate take, but to be honest with you, these songs are so poor. Dating's got 14 takes. We heard Elvis laughing in both these songs on the Elvis Presley box set, the silver box set from the 80s, 1981 was it? And, 1980, anyway. And we always just assumed that, you know, he was laughing at himself, laughing at the song, or feeling embarrassed. It was interesting because during dating, Elvis actually says, what does he say? He says, "Joe, we're getting ready to start work here. Stop laughing." So I'm assuming that's Joe Esposito. I'm not sure, but there must have been something going on in the room that caused Elvis to laugh. So he goes from A Dog's Life to dating straight into Queenie Wahini's Papaya. Actually, not a particularly easy song to sing. Seashells, seashells by the seashore. And he does 6 takes of the song. Take number 3 is stripped down quite a bit and a bit more interesting. But honestly, I find it a bit cringy. Elvis would say himself they're songs for the situation songs, he called them. But a person with that talent and vocal ability, well, we'll say no more about it. The final song is Paradise Hawaiian Style, which was listed as Hawaii, USA. And I've never liked it. And I think that sets a bad precedent for the album. I don't like the way he sings it. I really don't like anything about Paradise Hawaiian Style. But it is the final song on the set, and there's 4 takes, and they splice take number 3 and take number 4 together. That's the Paradise Hawaiian Style sessions. Elvis remains in California until October. He arrives home on the Greyhound bus on the 7th of October. At the end of August, of course, he would meet the Beatles at the house in Perugia Way. Is it worth buying this set? Yes, I'm going to say it again. I love the session boxes. They come as 3 CDs with the really nice packaging showing the original reel tapes. They come with a nice booklet giving you details of the session, and in a nice box with a great cover. So that's Paradise Hawaiian Style. Thank you for watching.
And for every child on the beach that day stands a castle tall and proud, and the warm wind crawls through the castle walls, and the night folk wake as the warm wind calls at night. When the sky is still, when the south wind blows, and the air is warm, there's a world that's born